So now you get the call. What's the firm calling you? You have the job basically.
Yes.
What are you feeling? Anxiety? Did you lean it? Because you like it before. And
So,
I don't know if you can mess it up. So
I know. So my excitement, I think, naturally, I'm thinking like a teenager, thinking these guys will call me up maybe after a month or two. So the guy tells me, I'll give you a week. We start next Sunday. And I'm thinking, what? Next Sunday? So I'm like, sawa, no problem. So as I'm about to cut, I tell him, I'm having a problem with my phone. So most probably when you call me next time, it won't go through. I have your number. Let me call you. It's easier. Because I'm just thinking, what if they call her on a Wednesday afternoon? Yeah. So, and by this whole time, Arif doesn't know I'm a student. He's thinking me, I'm done with school. Because I gave him my preceding story that I went to high school and I'm waiting to go to college. So he knows I was in Aldina, and he knows but he doesn't know this is a boy who's about to sit for his exams, right? So, coincidentally, me, I don't know, God works in weird ways. That whole week, my mom never received a call. And what I did is I had a few friends in church who had music. So with the little to savings I had here and there, I went and bought CDs and nikaban music. By that time it was, I know right now everyone is USB and sticks, but by that time kulikuwa na CDs naitwanga Imation.
Well.
So Imation kumi ni ilikuwa 100 bob, kulikuwa na offer. If you buy one, you buy 20 shillings. Yes, so if you buy one, it's 20 shillings. But if you buy 10 of them, instead of 20, they sell it to you at a whole pack at 100 shillings. So I bought, went, collected. I burnt enough music that was enough for 2 shows. I was good. So I was looking forward to Sunday. Now comes the tricky part, because Monday when I went back to school, my suspension was lifted with punishments here and there. So I went through. So here comes Thursday and it hits me. What am I going to tell my mom? Unaenda happy Sunday, because Sunday they had planned the show to start from 8 to 10.
And the church is
Church nkona inge 11. So natokaje kwa nyumba before 8 o'clock naambia mamangu naenda happy. So I'm thinking, and I crack a nice plan. I hope my kids and my mom are not watching this. So I crack a nice plan in the sense I tell my mom, I've noticed I'm about to do KCSE, and I think I need to get better. I need to get better. So Sundays, I'm thinking just before church, I can do some tuition and like.
And I was like, hey, get out.
My mom was so excited. Yeah, and she was like, you thought about this by yourself? No problem. I love this. I love it. So I'm like, we're going to meet a few of us. We'll meet. Tunamitu wapi? Tunamitu Mkomani. So I was like, do I drop? Like, no. Since it's 8, you wake me up at 7. Nitoke kwa nyumba by 7:15, 7:20. Nifike 8 paka 10 tumalize nikimaliza 10. Then I come straight to church. My mom was like.
And church was what?
Church now was in town. So natoka hapo tu napanda matatu paka tao.
Wow.
So home set, work set, music set. Me, I was good to go. So here comes Saturday. Saturday, I'm thinking, tomorrow is my show. Let me tell a few guys to tune in. So I'm in class and I told some of my classmates, by then tomorrow I'll be on radio. They were like,
and this whole time, I wouldn't have like you can mess this up.
Nothing. I was so confused because I was told for the first 2-3 shows, I'll have someone to guide me. So I was not worried. I was not doing it by myself. Someone was going to guide me to show me, this is the button, nini, unafanya hivi, and all. So I had no problem. Now, Saturday it hits me. What if I do the show, no one tunes in, no one listens? Sina evidence. And tayari nimejichocha. So I tell a few guys in class, hey, you guys tune in 91.5 Pulse FM, tomorrow I'll be on radio. Man, that was like the joke of the century. Wow. Everyone's like, wait, student, radio, how? Impossible. So I tell them, tune in. If you don't hear my voice, I'm buying you guys break for the whole week. Everyone was excited. Break, na break in Alidina was a huge thing because kaimati, viazi, juice, and ilikuwa makochini. It's okay. So anyway, so it was a big thing. Ilikuwa ni uswahilini kabisa. So on one person you could spend like around 25-30 shillings. So the people had made a pact with 20 people. Only 600 shillings. And everyone was like, utatoa 600 bob wapi? So everyone was excited about it. So in my mind, I already have 30 listeners. So here comes Sunday, Nengia station. So definitely first time kuingia nimewashiwa mic, I freaked out. because it's the first time I've never spoken. Mike umeongea nayo ni shuleni when you're talking about wildlife gigs and all. But the good thing about this was I didn't have an audience. It was this guy who's guiding me. He's not even talking. Yeye kuniambia finya hiyo button, ukifinya hii this happens nini and all. So when I came in, I'd fed the CDs. I'd already put them in. There's a player. So in the station, they have like a multiplayer where you can put like 100 CDs. Oh. So you've already timed like this CD number 2, I'll play number 7. After this, I'll go to CD number 5, play. So I'd already written them down. So I'd given the instructions. So it was just showing me what I need to click at what time.
I have to do it manually.
Yes. That time it was still analog. But after some time, you can feed the music to the computer, and now you can put them on the system. By then, the softwares, what radios are using now was unheard of. Yeah, so by then, I remember at Pulse FM, they're using a Winamp player. Unakumbuka Winamp player?
That's the Winamp player.
Winamp player was a hit before Windows Media Player. Oh, Windows Media Player, unajua VLC?
Unajua VLC.
Anyway, so I play the first, I introduce myself, play the first song, play the second song. After the second song, I reintroduce myself, talk a little bit about what is happening in Mombasa because I'd read it on the newspaper when I was coming.
Oh, so you research kidogo?
Yes.
When you told to do that, mwenyewe tu just
mwenyewe tu nikasema, what am I going to talk about? So I was telling them today's Sunday, this is happening in a media terminology, what I did was wrong. That should have come towards the end. But again, I'd never been to a media school. So me, I was just checking out information. So I did all this, then I said, I gave out the number of the station, call me, if there's a song you want me to play for you, let me know. So after that, the minute we start playing the song, phone call kanza kulia, as in kanza kuwaka. So even the guy who was on the other side was shocked. Like, it's your first day, already someone is calling in, how? So he was like, so we didn't have the softwares for recording phone calls. So we decided, he was like, why don't you pick the phone call, find out what it is, then I'm like, no, let's go live with it. So this guy was like, you're there, eh? What if it's not related? Like, no, let's, because me, I know it's my students, but he doesn't know. So song is playing in between, and remember, Arif Manji is in his office listening, right? So tunapunguza volume, tunashika phone call. Hello? Millennium boy, how are you? I'm fine. This is, the first guy was called Mike Kule, was calling from Magongo. So he was like, this is Mike Kule from 3 North. How are you? Uko poa? Bro, uko radio? No. So I'm trying to act like kawaida, and then like 3 North wapi? Bro, mesawaldina. So I didn't, uzuri, he didn't say that I'm in Aldina. So I would think, like, because I'd already told my boss I'm a former Aldinian, and these guys would think, they relate with him because he was in Aldina. So like, Aldina, hey, so he mentioned a few people, like, sawa, which song? So coincidentally, the song he mentioned was part of my list. So I'm like, sawa, nakuchezea, play the song. Nikimaliza, I am sweating proper, because like, wait, this guy didn't mention I'm a student there and all. So after a song plays, phone calls start coming in. Believe it or not, Nasir, on the first day, 2 hours, I had 21 phone calls. Now what was your shule? What? So
officially the betting is over.
Obviously. So I'm done at 10 o'clock. When I'm done, show went well. By then, in between, okay, kuna mishaps za kuchelewa and saying you. I remember at one time I said 95.5 instead of 91.5, and 95.5 was Baraka FM.
Ironically.
Ironically, and I'm going to join the station a few years later. Anyway, so I finished the show. I go for a review. So I go to Arif's office, and Arif was like, I walk in, he stands up, he's clapping his hands. Like, okay, this is interesting. He's like, you are the first presenter who did a show on the first day and had more than 10 phone calls. He has never seen anything like that. He was so excited. He was like, your music was good. Your talk, you have to work with it, but it's okay. But I loved your reception. You're talking to these guys like you know them. Literally, I know them. I go to school with them every day. So, but he was so excited, like, no, this is good. So he tells me, now you have to come up with a name for the show. So I'm thinking, wow. So it's like, have you thought of a name of the show? And I don't know, by then, I was thinking of, the last song we played on the show was called Vita by Daddy Owen and a group of artists. So the song says, "Ini vita, ini fire, ini vita, tuwapiga shetani." So it was more fighting. So I'm thinking in my head, fighting. So something comes in my mind, GSU. Like, see, GSU wana kupigania. So GSU, and I quickly think, I tell him GSU. Like, GSU, what does GSU stand for? Like, Gospel Service Unit. So it's like, this is nice, I love that. So it's like, hey, Kwanzaa, when you're doing that promo, we can make it sound like fighting. He was so excited. I've never seen an Indian excited about like,
Gospel.
I know. So I leave the office, I tell him I have to rush to church. And all he's like, no problem, I respect that, it's okay. So I leave at 10:30, the whole way to church. I was feeling like a boy on cloud nine.
That feeling was it, that feeling.
It was, let me tell you, that feeling, I have never gotten that feeling until today. That excitement of doing something, I've thought about it and you've perfected it and you've accomplished it.
And we're in high school.
Exactly. So Sunday church, no problem. Mother has no. She sees me. How was tuition? It was good. Like excited. Up, my boy.
It was one others.
So she's like, we're going to do this next Sunday. Like, yes, every Sunday until we finish KCSE. Excitement. So the Sunday plan gone through. Monday, let me tell you, I go to school. Nikinge, everyone's like, Igwe. So it was so noisy. Paka teachers were coming like, what's wrong? So one of the people was like, msiseme, mtamchomea. So everyone knew this thing had to be chini ya maji. So like, no, we're excited. He's going better in school. So now excitement, everyone's like, how you go on radio? How is it possible? So fast forward a month later, when we were doing our wildlife event, schools came in. And I'm thinking I need to make my show better. What do? I tell the girls' schools, call in tomorrow. I send your shout-outs from this school to that school. Again, same story again. So everyone in Lina knows now. Now I've become a hit. So everyone knows, like, no, he's saying the truth. So everyone was tuning in to find out if it's true or not. So Sunday, I had more than 80 calls. 80 calls, I'll never forget. The fewest came from Alidina. The most came from Mamangina, from St. John's, from Star of the Sea, Coast Guard. So for Arif, it was like for the first 3 weeks, you've been having men call in. All of a sudden, women are calling in. You know, it was so exciting for him. So it's like, I think 2 hours is not enough for you. So the following month, my show was given 2 more hours. So I used to start from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Na madhara mbele nimetromba.
Nikamwambia tuition time imekuwa kidogo. So nahitaji kurauka. Nothing. Now, let me give you one shock. At some time, a week before KCSE, my mom meets a workmate and she's like, hey, Mama Michelle, how are you? You're fine. How does your son balance going to school and being on radio? So my mom is, radio? How? No, I've heard his voice on radio. So anampatia conversation and all. My mom's like, no, you've had someone else. No, it's him. He calls himself some funny name. So that's a good thing. Alikuwa DJ Lenium. So some funny name. So
Millennium, like you call Lenium.
I was calling myself the Millennium Boy. So my mom comes home in the evening. So me nimetoka shule. Instead of concentrating with school, I'm planning my show. So I'm planning Sunday, I'm going to talk about this hour, I'm going to talk about this, because now I have 4 hours. So this second hour, we have a story, Nini. So in the midst of, my mom comes to my room, finds me, and she goes like, let me talk to you. My friend tells me you're on radio. Ushaisikia unataka dunia ifunguke uingie ndani kumeze. I'm like,
na sio sira, wazo tu vizuri.
Hey, but they're very nicely like, hey, I hear you're on radio. Hey, is it true? I'm thinking, what do I do? That split second was like an hour. Yani, sweat inatiririka huku nyuma kwa mgongo, nasikia it is literally pouring. I'm thinking, we have to keep playing the lie. So I go like, hey, Nini on radio. Paka I tell her, Mom, how will they hire someone who's in school, in high school, on radio? And my mom goes like, yeah, by then that's what I told her. It's impossible. Then she goes like, okay, what I'll do, I will tune into radio this Sunday. I'm like, wow. So on Sunday, I am freaking out. I'm like, so even when I was going to studio, I was like, today is my last day on radio. Because after this, the minute I go to church, Nikifo, I am done for. So even the way I was doing the show was more like Nag. Hey, Nag. I was very sad and all. So even
and how long has this been going on, Sasapo? This
is June, July, August, September. Now I'm in my 5th month.
So you started getting paid up already?
Oh yeah, I had not mentioned. So here comes September. September I was called in for a meeting on a Saturday afternoon. Very nice timing. So I'm done with preps at noon, go straight to Pulse FM. I go sit in a meeting. There was a staff meeting, and I was mentioned my show had gone up in the Stedman ratings, and I was doing way better than weekday shows. Imagine. So they're even saying they want to put adverts on my show. So I was called into the office later, and I was told now, from next week, from the end of the month, you'll be receiving 5,000 shillings. I'm like, 5,000?
Every month.
So I actually said it by the way. This one I didn't think aloud, I said it aloud. 5,000. So for Arif, he thought 5,000 was a little for me. So it was more like 5,000. Okay, then he goes like, I know it's a little, but we want to start somewhere. Then me in my mind, I'm like, 5,000 shillings. This is a high school student. 5,000 is a lot of money. So I'm like, okay, so we can start some. So it goes like, we'll watch until December. Then after December, if we're still doing good, we will raise it by 200%. I'm like, okay, no problem.
It's okay.
Sina shida. So I started earning 5,000. So September, I got my first paycheck, the 5,000 shillings. I remember October, that first week of October, I bought guys lunch. I will never forget them. But say class, Leo.
The whole class?
Yes, the whole class. Lunch was cheap, man, 100 shillings.
For you?
Hey, 100 bob. So class, we were 30 of us, that's 3K. Si shida, nikaingia, we used to have a place called Al-Samadin. Al-Samadin ilikuwa nauza pilau ilikuwa so nimeenda nikasema kila mtu patia mimi nalipa. So even I remember the Somali guy who was owning that place was shocked. Paka he was like, so nilipe kwanza. So I gave him 1, 2, 3. He was shocked. So everyone ate. Let me tell you, I was the hit in school. So everyone stopped calling me Millennium Boy and started calling me director. So and I go, director VP, director, because I'm behaving like a director. So that is how it was. So anyway, here comes
Mom. To the show,
yes. So Sunday when I'm leaving, I leave before because I used to leave the house at around 5:15 in the morning. So on my way out, I make sure I'm thinking, I go into a car. My mom was driving a Datsun, nice Datsun by then. So I tune in and nikaeka Baraka FM, nikaeka 95.5 nikaeka chapu. So knowing my mom will go.
You cover tracks everywhere.
Wait. So knowing my mom akiingia, akisikia station, and my mom was into a lot of Christianity by then. So atasikiza hii, then she listens and wonder. So my mom doesn't know 91.5. So nimeacha hivyo, I go do my show, I'm done. 10 o'clock I'm out, I go to church. So I remember after we're done with church service, my mom is like, today I want us, any weirdly, she's like, today we're not eating at home, I'm buying lunch. Nikaenda bas. Ndo hivi, naenda kuliwa mbele ya watu. So no problem. So and then she asks me, what do you want to eat today? I'm like, hey, this deal is too good. Hey, it's too good. So I'm like, if it's going to be my last day, let me go out well. Kambia biryani, wapi na wali? Not na wali, Barka. So tukaenda Barka, order biryani nicely. I was with my sister. So my sister on this side, the side is asking me, kwani umepita exam? Ama umefanya nini? Mbona tunatitiwa vizuri? I'm like, I don't know. So we eat, we finish. So my mom doesn't mention anything. Have you enjoyed your food? So we get into the car. Usually me and my sis usually fight for dibs. I didn't even fight. You want to sit in front? Sit in front.
The last supper.
Sitaki nikiuliwa naweza shikwa hapa. So I sit at the back, I'm waiting. So we're crossing Nyali Bridge and my mom goes like, oh, by the way, I listened to radio today. I'm like, Then she goes like, I was listening to this old man doing a show during that time I was told you're on radio. I was wondering, you don't even sound like this guy. Excitement. So, that's that. Long story short, she never knew. So, I went, did KCSE. I was still, by the way, while I was doing KCSE, I remember my last paper was mid-November. I did even actually the week before KCSE, we did prayers on radio for KCSE students, not knowing that the person who's praying for is a student himself.
So no one knows you're a student at work. Your mom doesn't know.
At work, no one knows. At
school, the teachers don't know.
My teachers walikuwa wameanza kushuku. But then again, they're thinking it's impossible for a student to be on radio.
How would students?
There's a teacher who actually listened to the show. But when he listens to the show, he doesn't hear the name Michelle or Otieno being mentioned. He's hearing Lenium, aka the director. because I started calling myself that. So they're wondering, who is this Lenium director? When it comes to class, totally different. So it's like, for him, he thought these people just share the same voice. It's a coincidence. So school never knew. The only people who knew were my classmates, actually schoolmates, because there were some Form 2s, Form 3s, and all. Guys in other schools, those ones knew. But
your sister at home?
My sister had no idea.
You couldn't trust your sister?
Let me tell you, I died with, ndo sikuwa gunpoint, I reveal kila kitu, no? Kufa nayo. So my sister doesn't know, my mom doesn't know, my workmates don't know. So I do KCSE, I finish. On the last day of exams, I remember nilimaliza, that day I went to work. It was on a Wednesday. So I even walked to work and everyone is shocked. Hey, you're at work on a weekday. Usually we see you on weekends. So like, no, I just thought I would come in and see what's happening and things like that. So just make and Arif was so excited. So Arif was like, if you're around, why don't you voice some English news here? We have a script. So me and English, we're good. So I go and voice, and he likes it. And like, can you be doing English news from next week? Are you available during the week?
Obviously.
Nimemaliza paper. She make happy. So I started doing English news. Long story short, as time went by, I moved. I still was doing the Sunday show, but I started doing a request show on Saturday with Chikolawi.
Oh.
Chikolawi, who went on to move to NTV and Supersport. Then in December, unfortunately, Pulse FM went bankrupt. And when they went bankrupt, they sold to the Muslim community what is currently known as Radio Rahma.
Oh.
Yes. Now,
so Pulse FM?
Pulse FM was once, Radio Rahma was once Pulse FM. Yes. And the person they sold the station to, the station manager of the show was the person who was doing a show after my show.
He bought the stations, right?
One Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasir, the current governor of Mombasa. Radio? Yes, Abdul Swamad used to do a Muslim show an Islamic show, from 10 to 1 every Sunday.
Really?
Yes.
This is news to me.
I know, it's a small...
So used to be
we used to meet, mimi nikitoka yeye anaingia paka ananiambia leo umetuchezea nini? Oh, okay, and that was the talk. So even when we met, the next time we met after we left radio, I met him when he was the MP from Vita. And when I met him, I was like, I know you. We used to work together. So until today, it's a story. Even today, whenever we meet and he's in front of people, he would mention Lenium. Lenium, you know, we come from far. When he used to go to work before me, he knows me very well. So anyway, so Abdul Samad took over the station.
So he had to leave Sasa.
Yeah. And when he made it Islamic, he retained the news department. Everyone else was doing, there was a lady called Brenda. Brenda moved to Clouds FM in Tanzania. Chikolawi moved to Nairobi, joined Nation. I moved back home doing nothing. Yeah.
You don't have to lie anymore.
Yeah, by there. But the good thing, when I started doing English news, I remember I told my mom, you've been talking about radio so much. Let me go and try and see if they'll take me. Maybe you never know. So my mom even dropped me at Pulse FM. And she was like, best of luck, I hope it goes well. May I go in? Missing is tough. So she picks me up in the evening and tells me, how did it go? I'm like, they took me. Like, really? For real? Hey, what's the frequency? 91.5. Like, tomorrow you're going to work. Listen, I'll be doing English news.
And she was proud.
She was so proud, yeah. She listens like this and like, and you know now during English news, because it's serious, I was using my real name. So I was using Otieno Michelle. So she listens and you're like, this is the English news on 91.5 Pulse FM, brought to you by Otieno Michelle. So she's so excited. She goes, actually tells that friend of ours who told her. And I was like, he's doing news. News. Oh, he was doing a different one. That. So for them, they felt to someone different. So your story kind of evil.
Paka today.
Yeah, Paka today.
So basically, so do you think if you told your mom earlier about the whole Pulse FM thing,
there's no way should have. No way.
Sir,
no way angekubali. There's no way.
So now that you're BFF with Abdul Samad,
yes,
you've moved out from Radio Salam, which is but you did the news part of Radio Salam. You do the news.
No, Pulse FM.
Radio Rahma or Radio Salam?
Radio Salam's a different. That was Radio Rahma.
Radio Rahma, sorry.
But it was Pulse FM by then.
Radio Rahma. You still stayed on for the news, Ama?
No. So when we're done with December, when January came in, the new takeover happened. When the takeover happened and they changed to Radio Rahma, we were told job in Asia. Aliniaga kanambia poa bro, to better futures.
Anyway, so after that is when now you progress to...
Yeah, so I moved out, stayed at home, told my mom what had happened. She felt sad. You worked for 2 months. Little did she know I worked there for 7 months. But
She'd be so heartbroken if she hears
Yeah,
this.
she felt bad, but if she hears
She
this,
hears this,
this is one of those stories I want to break to her.
Lenium on his behalf.
So anyway, so February, results come out. Results ikitoka, I got a C plus. So I got a C plus, and we're trying to find out how I'll get university and all. So by then, Kenyatta University had a program. They were partnering with African Virtual University, where you can do online courses. It had never been heard of, but they were doing that. So I found that out, and I was like, interested. Why can't I? So I go without my mom knowing. I go do an interview. I pass, and I get a part to do journalism from Indiana University of Pennsylvania through Africa Virtual University. So I take these papers to my mom, and I'm like, instead of you going through a whole lot of expenses, bridging, wacha nifanye tu course, and this is what I love. I love journalism. My mom thought about it like, no problem. So where is the course being done? African Virtual University, offices are at Cannon Towers, 7th floor. So I go to Cannon Towers, 7th floor, for like a whole month. This is the whole of April. So coincidentally, again, Mungu na coincidences. One of these days, lift haikusimama 7th floor, ikapita simama 8th floor. So kusimama Cannon Tower. So kusimama 8th floor, I'm like, nishuke na lift. Sinaweza shuka tu na stairs. So I walk out. On my way down, I turn to the left and I'm seeing 95.5 Baraka FM. I'm thinking, anytime yote station iko hapa. I'm like, interesting. So I go to class, namaliza, nikimaliza, I said I go back up. I go back up and I'm thinking, let's redo what we did again. So I go back and I walk nicely, but this time I have knowledge. So I'm like, hi, my name is Michelle Otieno. I would like to speak to the station manager and see if I can get a slot. Yeah. Do you have an interview? No. So I sit, and as I'm seated, one of the producers walks out, was a former producer at Pulse FM. His name was Elijah Girimani. So Elijah walks out like, Lenium, you're here. Hey, mambo, kopo. Hey, ulipotelea, you have a good voice. So he tells other presenters, this guy, he's young but has a good voice. Hey. So I'm like, okay, interesting. So like, so you can go in and record something. So I'm like, pale. So I walk in with them. We go straight to the production studio. I record a few things with them. So as I was recording, some presenters would come in, hear my voice. They're like, that's the guy recording. They come up with a script. Hey, mwambie rekodi. So for like 2 hours, I recorded so much stuff. So after recording, I walk out finally, and like I'm told, oh, now the station manager is ready to see you. Only to walk in, the station manager is my desk mate's mom.
How life?
So I'm walking in. My desk mate was called Adrian Miner. He passed away a few years ago. Yeah. So I walk in and I see her name is Sheila. So I see Sheila like, I froze. Like, Chacha? Like, okay. Mama Adrian. I'm like, okay. God, is this a joke you're playing on me? So I freeze, and she's like, hey, Michelle, how are you? You're fine. Hey, you've come to visit me. Like, yes, but on another level. Okay. I was waiting for someone to come in. His name is Lenium, but let's talk. So I tell her, the Lenium you're waiting for is me. Like, no, really? Then she goes, she asks me, so you want a radio job? Why do you want a radio job? So your results just came out 2 months ago. Like, yeah. So I revealed to her. I tell her, maybe I was on radio while I was in school. How? Hey, like, no. So in between, Elijah walks in. So Elijah walks in like, Sheila, you need to get this guy. This guy is good. We worked with him at Pulse FM. So so the whole time I'm trying to story, Sheila is looking at Elijah, looking at me, like, is this the same person? So I'm just story out, and I'm like, do you know, last year this guy was doing KCSE. Elijah is shocked. Like, you were in school. Then Elijah has this smirk like, So still he goes on fighting like, no, but still you need to listen to it. So like, let me send you a few of his voice recordings with Skiza. So they're sent to her and she listens, she's shocked. So she stops thinking like a mother and thinks like a station manager, like, okay, this is good. So if I was to take you, but again, we have something called internship. I would like to take you on internship. I'm like, I know what internship is all about. So she asked me, and I explained, and she's shocked. Okay. So you know all about this. Have you ever used a machine? But like, I told her the console we had. So I explained everything, and she's like, She's like, what you're telling me, normally students in a media school have learned for over a year. You know all this while you're still in high school. So she's like, I'll partner you up with a guy called Justice Mwakideu. I want you to start doing a show called Off the Hook every Sunday afternoon. So 2 weeks later, I started doing radio on Baraka FM.
Baraka Café. And you said for the now.
So fast forward, I moved from Sunday. I started doing a request show. I took over the request show. I did a drive time show. I did actually, in essence, at Baraka FM, I worked from 2005 all the way to 2014.
It's a long time. Huh?
No, actually to 2010. Then 2010, there was management change. And when management changed, some people were fired, some people were released and all. I was one of the people who was released with an intention of coming back, but I didn't come back. So
at that point, where were you?
So by 2010, I'd already gotten, I'd won 6 awards. I'd already gotten solid into the entertainment. I was now a professional DJ. I was playing in gigs in Mombasa, Nairobi, I'd done Uganda. So by the time when I was released in 2010, I didn't see the need of coming back on the same paycheck. So I went more into events. I started doing events outside. I got into acting. Actually, 2010, I remember I did my first TV show. It was called Saida.
Saida was a hit. Man.
Yeah, I played on Saida.
For people who don't know, if you know Selena, the producer of Selena, and Saida kwanza.
So yeah.
Ruben Odanga.
Yes, Ruben Odanga. Yeah. So I was actually playing a guy called Ponda, who was a police cop madly in love with an actress by the name of Amali Chopeta.
Amali, yes. Amali is good people by the way.
Yes.
Good people.
Yeah, so Saida actually opened for me doors for TV. I went on doing several programs like Maza, Kovu, I did Njorauba, several other programs. I've done Nia, a whole season with Daudi Anguka. I've done several films and it opened doors. That's in the acting world. Oh yes, where unfortunately I was shot in the head where I played a Sudanese warlord. By then I learned Sudanese language within 2 weeks.
And that's the beauty of Bwire, God rest her soul.
Yeah.
Winnie. She used to take projects up, she used to go all the way. That's the first time to direct by the
Yes.
And she went all the way to research. She talked for someone anajua Sudanese akamtumia hizo vitu. She went.
Let me tell you, Sudanese, they say it's Arabic with a certain dialect. Sudanese is hard. But the good thing is when we were shooting it, it was during COVID. And during COVID, sikuwa na kazi yote. So for me, it was wake up, unaingia class yako ya learning Sudanese, and you're done. Watch TV, nothing else. So for me, that was a good thing. And it also opened because it was quite interesting. Those are things I look at until today, and I would love, if I'm given another role to play in another dialect, I would love to do.
It's an actor's job, by the way.
Yes. So I'm still an actor until today. That's in the acting side. DJing went on. I started DJing. Also in 2010, I realized I could be a very good MC because I was just talking on the microphone. And courtesy of the head of Tabasam Records by then, his name is Babli Omar, who's currently in the States. Babli pushed me. And I remember on one sunny day at Pirates Beach, 2,000 people are on the beach. He comes and fakes that he cannot talk. And I'm like, Sister, what are you going to do? Like, itabidi uta MC. And I'm like, what? I look at that crowd. I've never talked in front of 2,000 people. The most is 10, 15. How? So it's like, you have to do it. And when I'm doing the first and the second time, miraculously his voice comes back. But anyway, I thank him for that.
I really want to talk more, but it's getting late, Papa. We have to have you back.
Okay.
We start off from the 2,000 people you're talking to. And then we'll go back more to the Swahili pot, whatever happened.
Yes.
And the MC now and whatever the old school bongo events that you're doing.
Yes.
I will really, really want to talk about more and more. But for now, we have to stop it here.
No problem.
For part 2.
No problem. So you should look out for part 2. I still have a lot more.
Lenium,
yes.
Thank you so much for coming. It is an honor to have you here. And Mugshots, we want to see your stories up kwa table yetu. Lenium, asante. We'll see you more. Comments, what you want to hear more about Lenium. Ama kama na story yake bora unajua siri zake.
Oh yes. Yes.
Classmates wako watuambie pia. Maybe governor better ongea hapo.
Quite interesting enough, where I was sitting in class, I know this is an extra, right in front of me was one Kabochi Gakao, who everyone knows today as DJ K-Trix.
My goodness. The list goes on and
I know.
Brother, thank you so much.
Shukran sana.
Asante bro.
Anytime.
Sasa.